15-year-old Jayshawn Spencer was shot multiple times, according to his family.
14-year-old girl was assaulted on her way to school.
There's roughly 17,000 homeless students.
All right, we did it.
My name is Mooney Hopkins. Seeing Jeff roll on the Goldberg was such an experience, and I hope another season comes out. Having Jeff being a part of our school is such an amazing feeling. You know, having him being my favorite comedian, favorite person, and that what makes Ryan Banks Academy such an amazing place to be. It helps me and many other students. And without further ado, here's the man himself, Jeff Groth.
The man himself, very exciting. Malik, wow, what an intro. I'm your favorite comedian. Who'd believe it? Wow. Kelly Mack, my favorite bear, is behind me. That's him in real life. That's what he looks like. He just stands in the park still. Hi, everybody. Welcome. We've got a big hour ahead of you. Hey, these Zoom shows never have technical difficulties. None! Sarcasm. For any students watching, that was sarcasm. Pure and simple, delightful sarcasm. So, today, and I've not memorized any of these are talking points. They write them on a paper to me, but you don't care. It's all right. But here's the thing. We've got a great virtual fundraiser. A lot of great things, a lot of entertainment. Not including me. I'm bonus. If you find me entertaining, then I have to say, big success. I'm not supposed to be. I'm just moving things along. But if I'm entertaining, what a delight. All right. So if you're wondering what today is going to be, there's poems from 4 RBA students, Ryan Banks Academy. RBA is short for Ryan Banks Academy. You know what? No RBA. Show it the proper respect. Ryan Banks Academy. Yeah, 2 musical performances, Andrew David and the Davis Mallory. I said the Davis, it makes no sense because it says Davis Mallory and Band, and you wouldn't call them the Davis Mallory and Band. Davis Mallory and Band. Forget that. All right, we got a magic show with Andrew Bennett. Magic! I don't know what kind of magic can be on a Zoom show. I'm as curious as you. Look at us, we're curious, which is the key to education, curiosity. All right, a few words from RBA teachers and the lovely Valerie Groth. Groth. Well, how do I say it? Do I say Groth or Groth?
Groth. Either's
okay,
fine.
Groth. No, you want it right. as the founder of the Ryan Banks Academy, I'm not gonna, I always say, Valerie, I've never said your last name. Well, I have said your last name to other people. All right, anyhow. And we got a keynote from a New York Times best-selling author, Kyle Maynard. Here's what I want to say about Kyle Maynard before you even see him. Unbelievable. That's what I'm saying. Unbelievable. That's the part of today's show that I'm looking forward to. The other things I'm looking forward to, but I'm talking about me growing. I'm not going to grow from magic. I'll enjoy it. It's delightful. But Kyle, I'll learn things. All right. Now, Jeff Garland, as in third person me, why am I here for the Ryan Banks Academy? I wouldn't want to be anywhere else, except in person. We were supposed to do this in June. The Ryan Banks Academy, I was inspired by Valerie and her story with Ryan Banks, somebody that she loved, that she lost, that she dedicated all this hard work to. As a comedian living in Los Angeles from Chicago, every day I see stories about murder. And this used to be. Now it's more, I see stories about viruses. I see stories about Black Lives Matters. I want to know all about that, but what I used to see, and you still see, murder on the streets of Chicago. Young children going to school in Chicago, on the south side of Chicago, not being safe on their way to school, not being safe or feeling safe once they're at school. So what Ryan Banks Academy is doing, trying to do, will continue to do and get better at and grow with your help, is making it a safer place for all these kids. And what it does for me to help any way I can is I don't feel helpless being a white guy who's a famous comedian in Los Angeles. What can I do for my hometown? Maybe yell a little bit less. I know I get very loud. I get excited. I'm excited. What do you want from me? But I love Ryan Banks Academy. I've already gone for a visit. I'm going to go whenever I can travel again. I will come for another visit. And Malik, he's my favorite kid. So I'm his favorite comedian. He's my favorite kid. How's that? Although I like all the other kids I met. But Malik is just this much more my favorite. And he's very handsome and a wonderful guy. Smart, funny. Enough with Malik. By the way, I'm going to do another one where we just raise money for Malik to buy whatever he wants. All right. So first up, what's up on the list? Let's see here. Please, oh, by the way, I'm reminding you, I just told you why I do this stuff. So you hear why I'm doing it. Be generous tonight. And if you're not generous tonight, be generous at our thing next year and the year after that, because we're not stopping. Ryan Banks Academy is growing, and you can either be part of the solution or really be an embarrassment to yourself. You don't give, you're an embarrassment. What's wrong with you? All right. So we have a silent auction website up. You can leave here if you know how to do things and you're not a Luddite. You can go to another computer or your phone and you can look at all the things that are up on the website that you can bid on. When are we doing it? Val, when does that close?
Well, we're pushing it tonight. It's going to go through Friday, but get your bids in tonight.
Well, you know what? I'm going to visit there and buy something and outbid some people just to say, hey, look at me. All right. So let's see here. Our first musical act. So you can stop listening to me yell. I'm going to go quiet now. I'm quiet. You know, our first act, let's see, who's our first act? He sings around Chicago. By the way, what happened here? What just happened? Oh, we're going to a screen. Come back to me. Whoever's producing, come back to me. Come back to me. You only go to the thing when I introduce. After I introduce, you go to the thing. Prior to that, you don't go to the thing. Otherwise, I don't introduce and people just pop up, and that's delightful for some of you. All right, so are, you may have seen, whoever you are, may have seen him singing in various locations around Chicago. He actually sings in front of Kelly Mack all the time. All right, please welcome Andrew David, everybody. Andrew David, oh, there's a video about him that was up. Now go to the video, which will introduce him, or he's singing in the video. I have no idea, but I'm happy with all of it.
Feel my way through the darkness, guided by a beating heart. Well, I don't know where the journey will end, but I know where to start. Then tell me I'm too young to understand. Say I'm caught up in the dream, but life will pass us by if we don't open up our eyes, and that's fine by me. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wise and I'm older. All this time I'm finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. Wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I'm finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. No. And I tried carrying the weight of the world, but I only had two hands. I hope I get the chance to travel the world, but I don't have any plans. I wish that I could stay forever this young, not afraid to close my eyes. But life's a game made for everyone, and love is the prize. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wise and I'm older. All this time I'm finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. So wake me up when it's all over, when I'm wiser and I'm older. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost. All this time I was finding myself, and I didn't know I was lost.
Well, that was Andrew David Rolls, by the way. I said Andrew David. See, that's a problem when you go with three names. Sometimes one of the names is eliminated because of the ignorance of the host. He doesn't notice in the small print. But Andrew David Rolls, who is fantastic, who only can perform when he's got a calendar behind him. He was in this blank room. He put up the calendar. Boom. He sings like crazy. He loves a calendar. Right behind him right now, a calendar. Loves his calendars. By the way, I want to invite Andrew David, if he'd like, and I'll pay him to open for me next time I'm in Chicago, because he's fantastic. Wow. That's all I'm saying. Don't know where it'll be. Probably Park West. That's where I play all the time. But the point being is, that was, wow. That's great, man. There you go. And by the way, I would have said, hey, thank you, Andrew David Rolls, if you were just good, but you're fantastic. Enjoy that. All right. So next up, let's see. And thank you for helping us out today. That's huge. And I say us because I feel part of the Ryan Banks Academy, but I don't want any credit. Val gives me tons of credit. I didn't do anything. I'm just a nice guy. That's all I'm saying. All right. Next up, wait, where's my page? Oh, here it is. Next up, no, I already switched that. I'm done. I'm on this page. By the way, here's what they wrote for me. That was great. I'll be looking for them next time I'm in the loop. And can I be honest? I'm not going to look for them when I'm in the loop. If I'm in the loop, I've got business to do. I'm walking around. I've got serious things going on. Besides, I know Andrew David Rolls will be opening for me, and that's the reason I'm in Chicago. But I've got business in the loop. Now, if I bump into him, I'll be delightful. I'll be very excited to see him. But if I don't bump into him, I'm not looking for him. Why would I look for him in the loop? Makes no sense. All right. Now, I'm going to turn it over. And by the way, Andrew, you can get my info from Valerie. Okay, just saying that. So, and Valerie, you give them all my stuff, whatever you want. Okay, that was beautiful, man. Fantastic. Okay, so now I'm gonna I'm not turning, but I'm turning it over to Valerie Groth, who is the founder of the Ryan Banks Academy, a lovely woman, a kind woman, as good as they get. They don't get better. She moves me. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy to be her friend. And by the way, those of you who are asking, they said, Jeff, are you pouring yourself a drink? Maybe you heard it. Yes, I have. It's not working. It's invisible. It's iced tea. It's TST's organic. Jasmine green. Whenever I host a benefit, I have jasmine green. That's what I enjoy. All right, Val, take it over. Go ahead, Valerie Groth.
All right, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I feel like we've already had a whole show. Thank you everyone for being here. Big thanks, of course, to Jeff for hosting tonight. I feel like I forgot all the things I wanted to say because we had the technical issues and then the video played and the video makes me want to cry and then Jeff makes me want to laugh. So I'm a little discombobulated. But anyway, thank you for being here. We're so thrilled to see a big turnout tonight, over 100 people here tonight. I'm Val Groth. I'm the founder and CEO of Ryan Banks Academy. And a lot of you have been with us for a long time, many years. But for those of you who are new to Ryan Banks Academy, this all started because I worked as a school social worker for a long time. And I worked with really amazing kids who I thought needed more, both in school and out of school. I saw students who had challenges based on scholastic trauma and not getting the resources they needed in school, but also issues like, homelessness and violence and poverty and other forms of trauma. So I was inspired to build Ryan Banks Academy. We are named after a former student of mine who was shot and killed at the age of 12. And I'm so proud to announce that we just finished our second year. We are a day school where thank you, cheers to our teachers and our students. And we are focused on social emotional learning, trauma-informed care, and we have a curricular focus on STEAM, which is STEM plus the arts. And we're working to become, as soon as we can, the first holistic tuition-free boarding school in Chicago. And what we think is great about that model is not only does it help to mitigate those challenges that I mentioned around violence and homelessness, but also we will then have our kids 400% more time. And some of you know our students have already made incredible academic growth. We are surpassing national averages. So just imagine what's possible with 400% more time. So we've already done things that a lot of people didn't know if it could happen. We're doing something really big and audacious. And that kind of ties in with the theme of tonight, which is limitless. Really, I think it's been a tough year for so many. Again, thank you for even being here. I know a lot of you have gone through tough challenges in your professional and personal lives. And so our goal for tonight is kind of twofold. One, of course, we want to bring you into RBA and have you meet our kids and our wonderful staff members. But also, we just wanted to kind of lift you all up as well. And hopefully that you leave here today feeling inspired and invigorated. And we're doing something, that is a big dream for so many of us. Thanks to all of you for making that possible. And we just want you to leave here and to feel ready to tackle your own big dreams. And one more thing really quick. we had a goal for tonight in terms of our fundraising goal through corporate sponsors. We have some amazing corporate sponsors. Thank you to Allstate, Skender, Nadex, and IG. So thanks to corporate sponsors, donations, ticket prices, the raffle and the silent auction, we've currently raised $51,000, which is fantastic. So thank you all so much for being a part of that. Our goal is to get even higher. So we'd love to get to 60,000 tonight. So please hop over to the GiveSmart link and make a contribution to the auction or the donation. And now I'm going to kick it off to two of our outstanding faculty members. We have Adam Mogilevsky and Michelle Singleton.
Hi, everyone. My name is Adam Mogilevsky, and I am the lead humanities teacher at Ryan Banks Academy. One of the things that I have always absolutely adored about our school is our community and stakeholders. I think parents, students, all of that is very important and integral. They just teach us new things every single day. They are the unique factor about the work that we do. And so I am ultimately very, very grateful to have the experience to work with them and to create a more transformative educational experience for students in Chicago.
Hello, my name is Michelle Singleton. I am the math and science lead teacher, and I've enjoyed my time working at RBA, just experiencing the culture and the environment of social emotional learning and actually utilizing it and seeing the benefits of it with our students has been amazing since the past year. And I just really, really appreciate my time and the growth that I've received from working with everyone at the school.
Okay, now I think it goes to me. We're back at me. And I'd like to announce that I'm the newest teacher at the Ryan Banks Academy. I'm teaching students every day how to make pudding. All right, where the heck am I? I have no idea. All right, I'm good here. No, I'm not. I don't know. Can everybody see me? Am I good? Am I on? All right, because Michelle, I see you. And by the way, I'm not complaining. You're lovely. And I want to give a out to, oh, there I am, Adam also, and Michelle, great teachers at the school. Val, I am not allowed to teach at the school for many reasons. None horrible, but just, you don't want me teaching your kids. You want me entertaining your kids, but not teaching. Although I have things to teach. I teach my children. I'm responsible for my children, not your children. I got nothing to do with them. I mean, I have stuff number, okay. Next up, let's see here. Oh, reminder, the silent auction is at the website, Ryan Banks, Chicago, Ryan Banks Chai, like for Chicago, .givesmart. You know, when you give, you want to give smart, .com. And then it explains here that I should ad lib. All right, next up, I'm going to turn the mic over to two of the 8th grade students who, Noah and Taj, who will be reading their original poems. Now, I've written hours of comedy. I've never written a poem in my life. I've read many poems. I enjoy poetry. So I would like to say right away, Noah and Taj, that's pretty great that you even wrote a poem. Remarkable, if you ask me. They wrote their poems based on an experience from their own lives after analyzing a variety of popular, current, and spoken word poems in the classroom. They wrote theirs. So let's go to their poems. Enjoy, everybody. I'm frozen. I'm ad-libbing.
Why do I choose to live? I never thought about that question. But it's a choice everyone has to make and no one else is to take. If one comment is dim in darkness, why pay attention and show the people you have no resentment? Show them why you desire to live. I choose to live because I was born into this world. I also choose to live because I was blessed to. I choose to live because I want to. We choose to live because we think life is precious. Why should you think of yourself any less? You could be the best of the best. So it's imperative that we eliminate suicidal thoughts and behavior. Don't say you don't notice it when it's on your face. We need to reciprocate our line of thinking. We need to choose to live because life is a light that stands before you as you're blinking. What's the point of life if you're not living it? What's the point of life if you're not fulfilling it? I'm choosing to live. Why not you? You can't just think it's going to get better. You also have to work for it, show for it, take a good chance, and go for it.
Hello, my name is Taj, and today I will be reading my poem. My thoughts about life after death. I wake up in the morning and say it will be a good day. But I know at any day something can happen to me and have me pass away. I thank God every day for the life that I have and for Him keeping me safe. But when I pass away, I don't want my family to be sad for me, if I have one. I want to be remembered for what I have accomplished and achieved. I want to go to heaven. I want to be in a better place. But one hard thing for me is leaving the world. I am afraid of death sometimes. I think of things that I do and imagine what will happen to me in that place. Like driving in a car, I can imagine me in a car crash and how it would look. But what I'm trying to say is that I want to go to heaven, but I'm afraid to leave things behind. I have dreams, and in some dreams I end up passing away. But the way I pass away looks very disturbing and looks sad. When I think about heaven, I think of a bright place where you can do anything. Those are my thoughts about life after death.
Well, thank you, Noah and Taj. That was amazing. And that was inspiring and also very vulnerable and revealing. That was great work. Great work. Fantastic. See, I dug it big time. Yeah, so there you go. Noah and Taj. I look forward to seeing you next time I'm in Chicago. And maybe I'll have a poem for you. Maybe. I say maybe because there's no way that I'm going to have a poem for you. But let's get excited at the possibility. Well, it's not going to happen. But I respect you, Noah and Taj. Just know that I respect you. All right. Next up, we're going to have what we call levity. Yes, because I've been very dour. I'm excited to introduce, I am, because I'm very curious, Andrew Bennett. He is the founder of Magic on Purpose. He doesn't do magic by accident. He does magic on purpose. A lot of magicians, just by accident, they walk down the street, a trick happens. But not to Andrew. No. He wants to use magic to make the world a better place. And let me tell you something, right now the world needs magic. That's what it needs. So without further ado, because I'm full of ado, please welcome Andrew Bennett.
Hi, I'm Andrew Bennett, and it's such an honor for me to be a part of this event. I want to encourage you to make a contribution. Every donation counts. Every donation makes a difference. And to demonstrate, I'd like you to join me over at the close-up camera. Every contribution makes a difference. Every dollar counts. If you've got $5, for example, $5 can make a real difference in a student's life. $5 can pay for breakfast, lunch, and a snack for one student for a day. If you've got $500, $500 can pay for a field trip for an entire class, including transportation to one of Chicago's great museums. Every contribution makes a difference. I love the theme of this evening's event, limitless. And I love it because that's what magic is about. Magic is about showing that you are limitless. Because we do things that seem impossible, we show you that they're possible. And I've been helping people transcend their limitations for 27 years. I'm not just a magician, I'm actually a consultant and a coach. And I use magic to help people change. And so I'm going to share some things with you tonight about transcending your limitations. These are things that I've learned over the last 27 years, and I've coached hundreds of people to grow and become better people, to have happier lives. And so we're going to talk first about the power of words. Now, you all know the magic word, right? It's, yes, abracadabra. Abracadabra is the magic word. It's the magic word around the world. And abracadabra is an Aramaic word. It means, you ready for this? Abracadabra means, what I speak is what I create. What I speak is what I create. Our words create our world. Our words are the spells that we cast to create things in our lives. That's why it's called spelling. And so let me just demonstrate abracadabra for you, this idea that what I speak is what I create. We're going to take a very simple word, the word ball, and I'm going to write it down. And human beings are visual creatures. When we hear a word, we create a picture in our mind. So when you hear ball, you see a ball. But if what I speak is what I create, and we want to create a ball, at this stage it could be any kind of ball. It could be a golf ball, soccer ball, a football. We don't know. If we want something specifically, we have to be specific. So I'm going to call this bowling ball. And then the picture starts to get a little bit more specific, a little bit more clear. And that's important, to be clear on what you want in life. And so now this is where you can help me, audience participation. We're all going to say abracadabra on the count of 3. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Abracadabra! Ah! Truly, what I speak is what I create. I've been doing magic for over 50 years. I got a magic set when I was 7 years old, and the first 3 lessons of magic are appear, disappear, and restore. First, you learn how to make something appear, then you learn how to make something disappear, and then you learn how to restore something that's been cut or burned or torn. Appear, disappear, and restore. So allow me to demonstrate. You'll notice my flower. I've been wearing a white flower in my lapel since my first magic show in 1968. And I'm just going to pluck a petal from the flower because that's going to represent our idea, an idea. In order to make something appear, you have to be clear on what it is you want to appear. And then you need some energy. And energy comes from inspiration. You need to be inspired about your idea. And so we'll just create a little inspiration, a little energy. And when that energy of inspiration comes into contact with the seed of your idea, well, that's how we make something appear. That is the appearing act. Now, next comes disappear. And disappear happens quickly. So don't blink your eyes or you'll miss this. You ready? Happens on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, disappear. Did you catch it? Yeah, the ball is gone. This is an egg. Now, obviously it hasn't quite disappeared, so we need to do that's that Rocky moment. Remember in Rocky when he used to drink the eggs? Da, 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 da. So that's disappear. And the last act is restore. And so I'm just going to break off a little bit of the shell. I'm going to get a clean glass, and I'm going to place the shell in the glass. Now this is where I need your help. I'd like you to focus healing energy, restoring energy on the shell, and watch as it grows right before your eyes. It restores, it's coming back. And with your help, all you have to do is focus on it, focus good healing energy on it. Focus on healing the egg. It's almost there. And there it is, back, restored. And let's just have a look at it. And there you can see it's restored. So that's appear, disappear, and restore. And here's the thing. I found out that that's actually an amazing formula for revitalizing your life. Think about it. What do you want to make appear? What do you want in your life? What do you want to disappear? What needs to go away? What do you need to stop doing? What do you need to stop tolerating? Maybe it's negative thoughts. And finally, what do you need to restore? What needs healing? What needs repairing? What do you need to bring back? So appear, disappear, restore, when you apply them to your life, that can be a really great formula for revitalizing your life. Maybe you're a new empty nester. Maybe you're graduating from school. All these different situations where change is happening, and this is a great formula. What do you want to make appear? What do you want to make disappear? And what needs to be restored? And so thank you for participating in this event with Ryan Banks Academy. Please do make a contribution. Share your prosperity. Because here's something a lot of people don't know about the word prosperity. Prosperity is a Latin word, and it's two parts, pro and spera. Pro means toward, and spera means hope. So prosperity means towards hope. Thank you for sharing your prosperity so that you can help these young students move toward hope.
Wow. Wow. Andrew Bennett, that was remarkable. My jaw was down the whole time. I love close-up magic. That kind of magic blows my mind. And by the way, I met Andrew at Marshall Brodeen's house years ago. Marshall Brodeen had a big party, and he gave everybody except Andrew TV Magic cards and a TV Magic set. And Andrew said, fine, ignore me. I'm gonna be a great one. And look at him. He appeared, he disappeared, and he restored, and he's full of prosperity. And I don't know who booked him on this thing today, but brilliant. Great move. That was fantastic. All right. Now, next up, I'm going to turn things over to one of our parents, JL. Her son, I believe Taj, is one of the young people that read their poem. If I'm not mistaken, he was the first fella, I think. But let's go to Taj's mom, JL. JL. Sorry. 50-second poet.
Everyone, my name is JL Parker, and I'm the parent of Taj Zuniga, one of the founding students at Ryan Banks Academy. I come to you today to give you insight about my family and son's experience at Ryan Banks thus far. Since attending, Taj has been excited about school and his learning experience as a whole. I have witnessed his grades, test scores, and demeanor improve on so many levels due to the culture that Ryan Banks has created. Taj feels comfortable at school and with his teachers, as on a daily, they join together a STEAM curriculum with social emotional learning. This particular platform has sparked his creativity and developed his progressive thinking skills. And this is only the beginning. My family is so excited to see Ryan Banks reach his full potential. If Ryan Banks is able to achieve his vision, it will not only be a model for the community, but for the city of Chicago. Ryan Banks expanding and becoming a boarding school would address and potentially solve so many issues that plague the minority and underprivileged communities. In conclusion, I implore everyone watching this video to support Ryan Banks in their mission and emerging to its full potential. It is individuals such as yourself who will navigate the directions of our next generation, the next generation of doctors, lawyers, teachers, caregivers, scientists, and engineers. I thank you for taking the time to listen to my family's experience, and I look forward to seeing Ryan Banks reach his full potential with everyone's help. Thank you.
All right, so that's a parent at the Ryan Banks Academy, and my gut feeling is she's pretty happy during the day and relaxed. I'm guessing, I don't know what she does. Her job can be high pressure, I don't know. But Jael, that was fantastic. And your son Taj, I think, was the second one. I don't know, they were both great. By the way, does the other one hang out at your house? I don't know, maybe they're friends. Here's what I do know. I wonder if Jael talks that calmly to Taj at home. Taj, come over here. I want to talk to you about school tomorrow. I would love that. That would be great. Jael, that was fantastic. All right, you're saying to yourself, there's more? Oh. All right, what's next? Let's see. If you're nodding your head at home, please consider donating to our silent auction, which I gave you the address. I'll give it again. It is at somewhere here in Chicago. It's on this sheet. No, it's on this sheet. No. And by the way, remember this. Here it is. It's Ryan Banks Chai, Ryan Banks CHI .givesmart.com. And then it tells me to ad lib. I don't understand that. You know, I learned my lines on the Goldbergs. Very focused. I have a way of learning my lines. And then once I do the scene, I forget them. Curb Your Enthusiasm. Every take, I make it up. The point being is, I'm not very prepared. I'm here. I'm clean. Maybe I'm wearing underwear. You don't know. You don't know. I could be wearing underwear. It's a pandemic. It's a time for underwear. Who doesn't love a fresh pair of boxers? And if you watch the Goldbergs, I wear tidy whities, which I don't wear at home. All right, what's up next? Let's see here. Now it's time to go back to our students. That's where we're going back, which is the reason that we're here today. We've got another student with a poem, Jamie. Jamie's coming up right now. Jamie.
Hi, my name is Jamie, and my poem is called The Future. Dear future kids and family, I'm always going to love y'all and keep y'all in my care without a problem and give y'all whatever y'all need and want. Dear future self, you are going to make it and be what you want to be, what you want in life. You're going to find a husband and have kids and make your goal and stay in check. I will make sure y'all have the best life that y'all could ever have. When y'all have a family, do the same, but better. You're going to make it in life, exceed, get your own business, buy you a house, complete school, start a family, build your own company from the ground up by yourself or with your family. You will become the best thing in life. Don't let nobody tell you wrong. You are going to make mistakes, but you're going to get through it no matter what. Become your best self. Don't let nobody ruin yourself or your day. Keep positive energy around you. Never do anything that you're going to regret. And always speak the truth. Never worry about what any other people think about you. And make sure you keep a distance from people that hurt you or hurted you in the past. Never bring up old stuff to hurt another person because it's not worth it. More than your family and your job, because you need them to support you, and you also need to make money. Make sure they're good in all ways, and make sure they're good and have what they need, and you're always going to be loved by someone. And trust it. Don't ever let someone tell you wrong. Thank you.
I have decided to follow everything Jamie just said. Yeah, I'm not going to bring up old stuff and be mean, new stuff and be mean. Even stuff that happened last week, which isn't really old stuff, nor is it new stuff, it's just stuff. But Jamie, that was great, and you're right. Come on, Jamie. She's so right. I had a request to switch to horizontal, of which I did, and I noticed if I lift up a paper, I disappear. Thank you, Jamie. Very nice. Now, our last guest, our last speaker, the fine finale. Kyle Maynard, let's see here. He's a motivational speaker, author, athlete, and the founder of No Barriers. He has accomplished a lot, a quadruple amputee. I have never said that at any point in any introduction at a comedy club ever. So Kyle, you are the first quadruple amputee. By the way, I've introduced many double amputees and triple amputees, never a quadruple. I'm kidding, obviously. And by the way, that's what you have to do. You have to have fun with everything, including, all right. So he's the first man, I'm guessing the last, but first man to ever hike on all fours to the summit of Mount Kilimanjaro. So cool, right? You know what I did? I took a nap. A few of them. That's what I do. I take naps. So please welcome Kyle Maynard, everybody.
Woo! Hey, Jeff, thank you, guys. This has already been one of the most amazing nights of my life, for sure. I'm blown away just by everybody here. I wanted to say, just to start off, like to Noah, Taj, and Jamie, thank you guys. Like the poetry that you read there, it's gonna stay with me for the rest of my life. And, you know, Jeff, my hope is that I could teach you something. I don't know. We'll see. Jury's still out. You can let me know at the end here. I've already learned a ton. And this was no conspiracy, but Andrew and I didn't plan this, but our messages are basically the same thing. So I prepared a little bit for this speech, but I wanted to go and just speak from the heart more and not worry about like a outline so much. But my typical speech, when I deliver it to groups, like I ask people 3 questions when I start. I say, like, you know, what's one big thing in the next year that you want in your life? Like one big thing. And to really think about that and to get clear on that. And then, you know, which is kind of step 1 of what Andrew shared. And step 2, what he said of like making something disappear, that to me is, I think it's important to acknowledge and to look at and introspect into ourselves and say, like, what is the biggest excuse that I am making right now that's keeping me from reaching that dream, keeping me from reaching that vision? The more honest we can be with ourselves about what that is, I believe, then the more effective we'll actually be at achieving it. And the third thing, which I think relates to what Andrew talked about, of that like healing energy towards things and like the recreation, like is the idea of what I learned from one of my friends and mentors along the way, was the idea that where the attention goes, the energy flows. So where we put our attention and focus on things is entirely where, like, that's what we're gonna go and get more of. And to give you guys a little bit about like my story, and very quickly, like I was born a quad amputee, as Jeff mentioned, right? So that means that my arms end at the elbows, my legs end at the knees. And, you know, very early on, my mom and dad made the decision that they were going to go and try to treat me as normal as possible and not focus on the disability. They're going to try to focus on everything that was, you know, right and good with the situation, because there were so many negative things that they could have drawn their attention to, could have, you know, so many negative things that they could have brought them down, you know. And thinking about tonight, like in memory of Ryan, like Ryan's legacy lives on through what's going on with the Ryan Bakes Academy. I don't understand like all the reasons of why like bad things have to happen in this life. And, you know, I do have a faith that, that there is way bigger plan than we can ever possibly fathom. But I do know that it is not always like there's bad things that happen, but it is so much of how we respond. Where we put our attention and focus on all the things that are wrong with things, we're going to go and get more of that. When we put our focus in everything that's right and good with things, we're going to go and get more of that. I believe right now, with everything going on in the world, all the craziness that's happening, that like two really key factors I think are critical for the future of America and for the future of the world. I believe that is mentorship and community, which I know RBA represents as well as, you know, anything that I've seen, right? Like empirically, like the results are in, and you know, the numbers there, like there are limitless things that are occurring right now inside of the organization, and it blows me away. Because another thing my family taught me growing up is they said, you know, every single person has a disability, everybody. Like I can't always look at you and see yours, but you can look at me and see mine, right? But every single person does. So it doesn't matter who or what we are, if we're, you know, we come from a rich family or poor family, if we come from any different ethnic background, religious background, you know, sexual orientation, whatever it is, you know, gender, like, I mean, every single person, every person on the planet, everybody has a disability. It's probably the one thing that goes and unites us. One of the biggest disabilities that exists is the disability that goes between our ears. And what keeps us from being limitless in our potential is reaching that. So my family, you know, their attitude was, we called it like the Jedi mind trick. And that was it. And it was like, you know, just kids would come up and ask me all the time, what happened to your arms and legs? What happened to your arms and legs? And I tell them, this is the way I was born, or this is the way God made me. If they kept asking like 7 or 8 times in a row, then my mom and dad would let me tell them any story that I wanted to. So it was like, you know, quickly became like my dad dangled me over the tiger cage and, you know, at the zoo because I was misbehaving, and like, you should never be bad at the zoo too. And the kids are like, wow, freaking out. So to me, if they hadn't done that though, I wonder where my life would have gone, because there had to be a tremendous amount of failure, right? Nothing is ever achieved without a ton of failure preceding it. So for me in wrestling, for instance, I was a wrestler and I lost every match in wrestling. I was 0-35 when I first started, and ended up, you know, like really begging my mom and dad to let me quit, and they wouldn't let me do it. And then eventually, you know, my dad basically tricked me into sticking around, and he said, I lost every match in 6th grade. I started in 6th grade. I was 11 years old. And he said, in 7th grade, if you sign up and you do this, you're going to win a match. And I was asking him why. And he was like, because everybody who, you know, signs up for wrestling, like everybody loses every match their first year. And I found out, you know, he told me, he's like, I want to tell you something. He said, I lost every match my first year. I knew he'd become a very successful wrestler later on. And he said, you know, after he said that, I was like, okay, I can do this. I can sign up. Halfway through the year, I still had not won a match. So 0-35, I was begging to go and quit. And, you know, then they wouldn't let me, frankly. That was the thing. Like they just wouldn't let me. And them not letting me, you know, quit was what allowed me to come through and ended up winning that first match. After I won that first match, I started winning a bunch more matches, because that's what happens when we go and have a limitless belief in something, is like it just snowballs and it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And we believe that, you know, we are limitless, and then we become that. So, I found out later, after we started winning a bunch of matches, well, then there was a whole other side story to this that I won't go into, but all of a sudden, you know, I found out early people were saying that to my mom and dad that it was basically child abuse, that they were making me do this and wrestle. And then by the time I was a senior in high school, everybody was saying that I had an unfair advantage over everybody that I was wrestling against, and that I shouldn't be allowed to compete in the sport. So, you know, it was kind of an interesting juxtaposition there. But my, you know, point with that too. So it's like basically everything, right? So like in typing, you know, I started out typing really, really bad, but I love video games. I wanted to go and learn how to type. So ended up figuring it out. And now with just using my elbows, type about 50 or 60 words a minute on a normal keyboard, even though I don't like my friends knowing that I can answer email right away. Use a normal cell phone to, you know, text and all that. Like just use the end of my arm, drive a fairly minimally modified vehicle. I've got extended pedals on an Acura SUV. So it's basically just grab the steering wheel with my arms, the pedals come up, they're extended. I use my left foot to hit the brake and my right foot to hit the gas. And this is a terrible joke, and I promise a habit that I've broken myself of, but some of my friends have told me that it's one of the scariest moments of their life when I've grabbed my cell phone while I was driving and they're in the car with me for the first time. So to me, all right, so to give you guys this last bit of advice. Oh, I didn't even finish the story too about my dad lying to me about the match. The short story with that too is that I found out later that whole story about him losing all those matches his first year was a complete lie. So I based my entire life off of a lie. I always believe in telling the truth, but sometimes lies are okay. I guess is the point. My dream and vision was to go in and climb some of the highest mountains in the world. So I originally had set my eyes on Mount Kilimanjaro and another mountain in South America called Mount Aconcagua. Had really some difficulty getting there to the mountain. It was a crazy journey in and of itself, just to get the team and people that were crazy enough to go with me. It was to bear crawl up a mountain. When I'm hiking, I'm literally bear crawling down on all fours. And when I started, I had basically bath towels that would wrap around my arms and my feet, and those were my shoes. I couldn't go to the shoe store and buy normal pairs of shoes. I had to go and figure out how to go and wrap the bath towels on. And so ended up, my friends would spend hours duct taping on the bath towels onto my arms and feet. And it was really painful. It was not a fun experience at first. And, it was really frustrating. And we tried other things. We tried oven mitts, we tried pot holders, we tried basically leather welding sleeves, tore all the skin off my arms with that. Then I got this super cool neoprene, high-tech sleeve that I was like, oh, this is the final solution. This is going to be what I'm going to go and use. And this is going to go and work. And it's going to, we're going to be able to climb these high mountains. 400 meters into using this high-tech technology, it failed miserably. So, back to the drawing board. Thankfully, some amazing people out in Arizona came in and rescued some of these terrible ideas that I'd had, and they built me these carbon fiber shoes. So basically with the carbon fiber and it had a shoe sole on the outside, hiking shoe sole, and then ice spikes, crampons that would go and attach to the ends of the socket, and it would all attach to a climbing harness. And that was what allowed me to go. If I were still using the bath towels, I would still be at the base of Mount Kilimanjaro, years later. There's no way that I would ever be able to work. We have to be able to go and figure out the right tool to be able to go and solve problems. And that sometimes requires going outside of the box, requires doing something different. I know, Val's story about just the frustration that she had experienced was what allowed her to be able to go and fight through and find a different way to be able to create this academy. And, who's to say that this academy can't be done at a large scale, at mass, and their own people have their own twist on it, right? To go and reimagine what it means to teach and to educate. Who knows what's possible? But that's what limitless dreaming is about, is keeping true to that limitless mindset. And the biggest detractor from it when it hits us too, when we think an idea is too big or too crazy, there's a voice inside of our head that's no, you can't do it, you'll fail, you're who are you, you're not good enough, and all those voices, that's the lie that we've got to be able to go and fight and deal with. And the way that I would deal with it when I would hike was literally on some of the mountains, when I'm hiking, I'm down on all fours. So I'm bear crawling, I'm looking at the dirt and the ice on the trail. And I would try to focus on as, really just the 3 feet that were right in front of me. And that's it. That's all that would matter. If I put my head up and I look towards the summit, then I would crick my neck and I couldn't go any further and, deplete my energy. If I looked back and, saw how far I could come, that was a cool thing to go and look back, but it didn't help me get any higher up. So what I would literally try to do is just focus on the 3 feet at a time. And I wouldn't allow myself to like stop and sit and rest. I would take a little break. I would just do 3 feet at a time, and I'd turn it into a game. And just 3 feet. It's the only 3 feet that exist. And I've never met somebody that was so tired that they couldn't go another 3 feet. So I just do that 3 feet. And then I do another 3 feet and another 3 feet. And if I, got really like in a lot of pain, I would go to a mantra that my first Navy SEAL buddy, his name's Richard Makowitz, he would always say is, it's not dead, can't quit. So that's what I would do. 3 feet and not dead, can't quit. My mind would go and wander. Nope, bring it back, to the 3 feet. Not dead, can't quit. So you are not dead and you can't quit. And, to Noah and Taj and Jamie, especially to everybody here, but especially to the 3 of you, thank you for that contribution that you made to my life tonight, to know that I can't quit, and neither can you. So dream limitless dreams and go freaking donate. No excuses. Thank you, guys.
That was so crazy inspiring. I don't know what to say. I wrote down lots of notes. And Val, I'll turn it over to you and I'll say goodbye in a second. But I just want to say, where our attention goes, our energy flows. Mentorship, community, that's what's important. Nothing is ever achieved without failure. I add the word adversity. That's been in my life, facing failure and adversity. I have failed so many times. That was so inspiring. Holy crap. Focus on the 3 feet in front of me. Keep going. 3 feet, not dead, can't quit. Ryan Banks Academy is living. Thank you, Val. I had a ball. Thank you to everyone who was here, the students, the parents, the magic, the singing, and holy crap. That was like, Kyle, that was amazing. And this whole thing, I was so inspired by. Thank you. I devote my life forever to the Ryan Banks Academy. Money will come from me. My time will come from me. Please give your money, your time. Thank you, Val. I'll see you later. Good night, everybody. And go Bears.
All right, don't leave yet. Thank you so much.
I can leave, right?
You can't, anyone can. We don't want you
I have to go to the bathroom really bad. I have to go. Usually I'd have a break before then. I didn't want to miss anything. So, all right. But you don't need me. Here's the point though. You don't need me anymore, do you?
No.
According to my notes, I have done. Okay.
Yeah, you're done.
You're lovely, Val. I'll see you soon. And everyone, please give. I love the Ryan Banks Academy. And God bless wherever he is, Ryan Banks.
All right, big thanks to Jeff. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. I really don't even know what to say. Thank you to all of our speakers and participants and musicians today. Also, of course, a thank you to our volunteers who made this possible, Current Global, who helped us to put this on. I had a bunch of things to say. Again, I'm speechless. This is such a cool experience to be here with all of you. I didn't know what to think about a virtual event, but this has been just such a joy. So happy to see all of you here. I am going to read something really briefly. One of our students named Malachi was going to read a poem. We had some tech issues. He couldn't be here. I'm going to read a quick quote from Malachi. Because they would become a part of something that will change kids all over Chicago. The ones that don't have the opportunity to afford boarding school. The ones that can't eat at home. The ones that want to be something, but all they see is violence through the streets of Chicago. This school has changed me in ways that I never imagined in my life. I've learned to carry myself as a man, and I've learned that I do have a chance in the world. People should want to help Ryan Banks Academy because it might be the beginning of something that is bigger than all of us. So I don't think I can say it any better than Malachi can, but again, thank you so much to all of you. We are still able to take donations and the auction will be up through Friday. The winners will be notified on Monday. If you have any questions or want to learn more, please just get in touch with us. And again, I really appreciate all of you. I always talk about Ryan Banks as a family. That's our kids, our donors, our legislator friends, our volunteers, our board. We're all in this together, and I love you all so much. So So before I start getting teared up, I'm going to kick it over to our last video, which is Davis, Mallory, and band. They wrote a special song at the beginning of the pandemic that I think is especially timely today.
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Davis Mallory. I have Timothy Miles here with me. Woo. He's from Chicago. We're going to be playing for you an original song I wrote called Faith. I wrote it right when coronavirus and the pandemic started to happen here in Nashville. And I'm excited to play it for you. It's not released yet on Spotify or Apple Music, so you're getting an exclusive performance. My name is Davis Mallory, and here we go. Give it up for Jeff Garland. Everyone donate and have a great day.
Oops, sorry, I was on mute. Thank you so much again, everyone. This was great. So happy to see so many supporters here. Really appreciate you all.